Herbie, no, this row.
They're sitting here. You guys are right there.
You need to. You got to go through. Can you go out and have them?
This where we stand.
Herbie, you're going to
where the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, Big Joe Frazier in the fight of the century. It's where the king, Elvis Presley, played for 80,000 screaming fans. It's where the immortal Hulk Hogan pinned the Iron Sheik and led Hulkamania run. And now, on the eve of the most important election in our history, the greatest champion of them all, Donald J. Trump, has come.
Perfect.
I believe in just 8 short days, we are going to turn the United States of America red and make Donald J. Trump the President of the United States. In American politics. Think about this. All I've got to do is remind people what life was like when Donald J. Trump was president of the United States. We had peace. We had prosperity. Take-home pay was rising the fastest that it had in 40 years. Inflation was at 1.5%, the lowest it had been in a generation. Gas and groceries were affordable. And when Donald Trump was president, we had the most secure border in the history of this country. That's the Donald Trump record, and that's a record that's going to win in just 9 short days.
Yes!
Now, I'm going to maybe surprise a little bit of the folks in this arena, because I'm going to be a little bipartisan. I'm going to talk about Governor Tim Walz, and I got to be honest with you, I feel bad for him. Well, I spare prayer for Governor Tim Walz, because he's got the hardest job in American politics. He's got to convince me of me. But think about our friend Tim Walz has got to convince the American people that Kamala Harris is going to somehow fix the very problems she's been creating over the last 3.5 years. He's got to pretend that Kamala Harris didn't open up the southern border and let millions of illegal aliens in, even though we know she did. He's got to pretend that Kamala Harris didn't cast the deciding vote on trillions of dollars of new spending, which created the worst affordability crisis in 40 years in this country. And he's got to pretend that Kamala Harris actually has ideas in her head for how to govern the United States of America. Now, if you are the brave type, and I imagine a lot of us are, please say a prayer for Tim Walz, because they're asking him to do the impossible. Kamala Harris acts like she's the candidate of change when she's been in office for 4 years. She says she can fix everything, but Kamala, day one, was 1,400 days ago. What the hell have you been doing?
Nothing! Nothing!
Now, my favorite Kamala Harris quote is that when somebody asks her for specifics on how she'll make life more affordable or groceries cheaper, she'll say, well, I grew up in a middle-class family. You say, Kamala Harris, how are you going to close down the southern border? Because for 4 years you've left it wide open. And she'll say, well, I made the hash browns when I worked at McDonald's. And anybody with a lick of common sense is saying, Kamala Harris, you didn't answer the question. You didn't actually tell the American people how you're going to fix what you broke. And I got to be honest with you, even on that McDonald's answer, I'm not sure that she ever worked McDonald's. In fact, I think our president, Donald J. Trump, has probably worked at McDonald's for longer than
Down in front.
Come on, Dad.
Now, I will say, I'm going to say one thing
Down in front.
Kamala Harris's defense. She does one thing very well. Maybe so bipartisan, but I will say this for Kamala. And every time she does an interview, I think Donald Trump picks up about 100,000 votes.
Yeah!
Now, we're, of course, in one of the proud baseball cities in the United States of America.
Yes!
So you know the problem with the softball interview is that you've got to be able to hit softballs.
Do you want to hold the sign up?
That's the problem with Kamala Harris, is I don't think that she can hit a T-ball based on what we've seen over the last couple of weeks.
No, the other side would be.
When she was asked
when she wants to hang
compared
it.
to Joe Biden, she said, nothing comes to mind. She's running on how she's going to be different, but she couldn't name a single thing that she would do differently than Joe Biden. Now, I will say that could be the Kamala Harris official campaign slogan.
Hey, pretty lady.
Kamala Harris, nothing comes to mind.
You have to have a mind to be able to have things done.
The other day, CNN asked if she had made any mistakes as vice president. Now, here's what she actually said, and I am quoting word for word. She said, in my role as vice president, I mean, I probably worked very hard at making sure that I am well versed on issues, and I think that is very important.
Send it to myself. How do what's my name in your contact?
What's
my name? Oh, that's me?
Now, I have no idea what any of that means, and frankly, neither do any of you. None of us know what the hell she says. Now, she may not be able to
I'm just gonna
make
send it to myself.
she may not be able to name any of her mistakes, but the American people sure can. And 9 days from now, we're going to tell Kamala Harris, you're fired, go back to San Francisco where you belong. Together, Donald J. Trump and all of us as part of this movement are going to unleash a golden age of American prosperity. We're going to make life affordable again in the United States of America. We're going to put the American dream of homeownership within reach for millions of American young people. We're going to secure our border and we're going to keep our families safe.
I need you to bring your chin up a little bit.
We're going to protect your right to free speech and religious liberty. And we're going to do it all thanks to the leadership of one man.
Up, chin a little bit up.
Now we have to remember, that one man, Donald J. Trump, 8 years ago, go back 8 years, he had everything. He had fame, he had fortune, he had family, he had friends. But he gave up the easy life to save the United States of America. When they couldn't beat him, they tried to bankrupt him. When that didn't work, they tried to impeach him. When that didn't work, they tried to put him in federal prison, and when that didn't work, they even tried to kill him. But as sure as the American flag still waves, Donald Trump still stands, ready to fight, ready to win.
Maybe Herbie can move up and
politics. This is a family.
Yeah,
It's hard.
that's right. Exactly.
We love you too. We love you too.
There's mom and dad down there. I'm gonna go say hello to them.
This is so much more than a political movement. This is the greatest family in the world. We are fighting for a country we love. We are fighting for the American flag. We are fighting for the Constitution. We are fighting for our liberty. And as a family, we've been out there every single day over the last 10 years. They've tried everything they could to destroy my father, to destroy us. Dirty dossiers, Russian hoaxes. They tried to impeach him twice. They went after his Supreme Court nominees. They threw him off of Facebook. They threw him off of Twitter. They threw him off of Instagram. They tried to take away his First Amendment right. Guys, they tried absolutely everything. They weaponized every DA and every AG in this country to try and take down my father. Here in New York, they did exactly that. Alvin Bradley, Tisha James. They tried to destroy his life. They tried to take him off the ballot in Colorado. They tried to take him off the ballot in Maine. They tried to subdue the vote of literally hundreds of millions of Americans who absolutely adore the guy. Guys, he's been political lawfare every single day. And then somebody tried to kill him. And despite that, every single time he stands up and he says, fight, fight,
Fight!
And how do you think it feels for them as we're back in Madison Square Garden, the greatest arena in the world? Guys, I saw the Rangers play here and win the cup in '94. Every Knicks game, every concert, the greatest arena anywhere in the world. And you better believe the entire party who has failed at taking down Donald Trump, an entire party who has failed at taking down his family, they're sitting there on those cameras right now, watching all of us, watching all of you. Almost 200,000 people tried to get into this event tonight. The streets, Fifth Avenue, all the way from Trump Tower, all the way down to Madison Square Garden, 10 people deep. That's how much love there is in the greatest city anywhere in the world. Guys, in 9 days, we're gonna win. We're gonna win. And not only is he going to make America great again, he's going to make New York City great again. So on behalf of our entire family, thank you. Thank you for being on the greatest ride I could have ever possibly been a part of. Thank you for 10 incredible years. I want you to know, and I speak on behalf of my entire family, I want you to know that we will never stop fighting. My father will never stop fighting. Laura will never stop fighting. I'll never stop fighting. We live in the greatest country in the world. We are not going to allow them to slip away. And I promise you guys the best days of this nation
Right there.
are ahead of us. I love you very much. New York is a family.
to the mainstream media, to the establishment, to the Democrats, to Hollywood, that it is not them. It is we, the people, who choose our president. And we're choosing Donald J. Trump. It is incredible to be here in Madison Square Garden, in New York City, the greatest city on earth, in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. Because if you think about it, New York City made Donald Trump, right? But Donald Trump also made New York City. Remember whenever they couldn't get an ice skating rink, Woman Rink in Central Park? Donald Trump rebuilt the ice skating rink for New York City. Under budget and ahead of schedule, if I'm not mistaken. And when nobody else was doing it, Donald Trump put his heart and soul right here in New York City. It's true, this is the city that made him a household name. This is the city that put Donald Trump in so many rap songs, by the way.
Right here.
She made him the American dream. But I'll tell you something. Being a New Yorker teaches us something else, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How to be tough. It teaches you that it doesn't matter how hard you get hit. You get back up and you keep fighting. When they impeach you, you keep fighting. When they indict you, you keep fighting. When they take a mugshot of you, the greatest mugshot in the history of the you keep fighting. And when an assassin's bullet strikes you, you don't lay down. You get up, you stand strong, and you keep fighting. Right? Now, in case you guys don't know, Donald Trump likes to go places nobody expects him. Anybody hear about a little rally up the street in the Bronx? Does anybody know the last time a Republican president campaigned in the Bronx? It was Ronald Reagan, and ladies and gentlemen, he turned New York red.
I know. I love her a lot.
She's great.
It is the honor of my life to be part of this movement. And Eric's
So
right.
beautiful.
This is not just about politics. We are all a big family, and we're a family who loves this country. And I can tell you something, 9 days from now, it is going to be the sweetest comeback, because we know the art of the deal. We also know the art of the comeback from Donald Trump that this country has ever seen. Everybody get out, vote early, take a friend to vote. Let's make America great again.
Stage Donald Trump Jr.
He did that against all odds. He did it for our country too, and now everyone recognizes it. What's unique about this election, folks, you've had 4 years under both leaders. The media would like to pretend that Kamala Harris started her political career about a month ago in a coup. The most democratic process to ever not have a single vote. She's going to be a moderate, folks. She's going to be a moderate. A radical San Francisco liberal, the daughter of a Marxist professor, is now magically going to be a moderate. No one's buying it anymore. You know why? Because they've been lying to you for the last 9 years, and you're not buying their crap anymore. You've had enough. The fact that I could drive here today with my father, like 25 blocks, and watch the streets of New York line up with red MAGA hats. You need to know. You had 4 years under Donald Trump, and despite the most vicious opposition from the media, from big tech, from the Democrats, and even from the weakling Republicans, you got results. We got peace deals done. Our enemies weren't invading their neighbors. The economy grew. Inflation was next to nothing. And then Kamala Harris and Joe Biden took over. And everything went to hell like that. Keep watching it in the news, it's amazing. Kamala Harris is going to fix all these things. I say, you know what? Why hasn't she started fixing them? You know, you've had 4 years. Why didn't you maybe get going? You're going to wait till January 20th? Americans are suffering. People can't make rent. Businesses are going under. Grocery prices are too expensive. I tell a story. Last summer, I was coming back from a fishing trip with 2 of my boys. And we went to McDonald's. And it was $48 for a 10-year-old and 14-year-old and me. And guys, let me tell you, if Donald Trump Jr. has sticker shot at McDonald's, we have a serious problem. It does not have to be this way, guys. We can change it, but it's going to take all of you.
McDonald's later.
Now, these days, everyone's a tough guy. Everyone's a tough guy on the keyboard, on the internet, everyone's a badass. But when you get shot in the face and you come back defiant, ready to fight, that's a badass. That's the guy. That's the guy that can fix the problems that we have. That's the guy that's going to keep our enemies in check. That's a guy that's going to fight for each and every one of you. He's done it once. Let's send him back to Washington, D.C. with an overwhelming mandate to fix the nonsense once and for all. Guys, look at the people who have spoken here tonight. And look at some of the people who are still coming. When did you think you'd be able to get RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk? People from all different walks of life, incredible skill sets, whether it be health, whether it be technology, everything. You have them on one unified ticket. Think about that. Compare that to Kamala Harris and Tampon Tim. It ain't the same, folks. Timmy ain't fixing anything, and neither is Kamala. We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change Washington to put in common sense practices, to put Americans first, because they're not first right now. The Democrat Party has forgotten about Americans. Rather than cater to Americans, they decided, you know what? It would just be easier to replace them with people who will be reliable voters. The insanity has to stop, and the fact that we can pack Madison Square Garden in the heart of New York City shows me that the spirit of the American people is there. That same spirit that follows showed on July 13th, that's the spirit of America. That's the spirit we need going into Election Day. So for the next 9 days, each and every one of you, you line up like you're the third monkey on line for the ark and it's starting to rain. You vote early and then you bring your friends so that we can take back our country once and for all. And when we do that, guys, we're not just going to make America great again. We're going to make the world great. We're going to make the world safe. We're going to fix it all. Get out there, guys. And just like you're going to fight, get out there and vote! Vote! Vote!
Please welcome to the stage CEO of the UFC, Dana.
I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. He is the most resilient, hardest working human being that I've ever met in my life. I know he's a great leader. This is not my opinion, not my hope. He's proven he can build the strongest economy in American history. He's proven he can secure our borders and keep our nation safe. He's proven to be the strong leader allies and adversaries alike must respect. He's proven he loves his country so much, he's literally put his life on the line for it. What is the other candidate proven? She can get your party's nomination without even facing voters. What else? What else can she offer the American people other than vague promises and no plan? She talks a lot about the need for change and her hope for the future. Hope and change. Does that sound familiar? She can use an old Obama playbook, but she's not Obama. And she is no agent of change. She is the sitting vice president of the United States right now. What she hopes is voters will focus on the future because she doesn't want us looking at the last 4 years to see what we really need to change. We need change from sky-high inflation. According to Yahoo Finance, the cost of groceries is up over
me.
BBC News
Back here.
reports illegal immigration reached record levels since they took office, with an estimated 10 million border crossings. That's a 300% increase compared to the Trump administration, and that's not including the unknown millions who crossed undetected.
See, my camera.
That is the record of the other candidate, the border czars of the Biden administration. We need change from weak foreign policy. According to the Institute for Economics and Peace, a nonpartisan think tank, think about this, there are more active armed conflicts now than any time since World War II. Weakness from the Biden-Harris administration has invited aggression and conflicts around the globe. When President Trump was our commander-in-chief, the world was a much more peaceful place. J.D. Vance touched on this, but I want to hit it again. Vice President Harris was asked recently by the objective journalist of The View. If there's anything she would have done differently than Biden over the past 4 years, and again, her answer was, there's not a thing that comes to mind. So, don't take my word for it, take hers. She will not change a thing. Hope is nice, but hope is not a plan. Change is needed, but change won't come from the status quo. And she is the status quo. If you want real change, you'll vote for proven leadership. If you want to return to economic prosperity, border security, and global stability, you'll vote for those candidates who can deliver all of that. My fellow Americans, if you want what's best for your family in this country, you're going to vote Donald J. Trump as the 47th president of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Chairman and CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, Howard
So he's coming
Rutledge.
after that. Oh, now it's working. Now it's working. I missed all the extras. I missed all the things.
I mean, it was not on my bucket list, okay? People like me do not get to play Madison Square Garden. This place rocks! All right, most of you in New York, maybe you know my story. My company is called Cantor Fitzgerald. And we were located on the 101st to the 105th floors of the World Trade Center. I get to be here today because I was taking my son Kyle to his first day of kindergarten that morning, 23 years ago. I lost 658 of my friends in college. I had 960 who worked in New York that day, and we lost 658 people. And we rebuilt that company to take care of the families of those that I lost. So we took care of those families. Each of my employees, they took 25% of their salary and they gave it to the families of the people we lost, because that's what New Yorkers do, and we gave those families $180 million. So, the first thing, we must elect Donald J. Trump president, because we must crush jihad! I love this city. I love this city. And Donald Trump loves this city. No matter how crappy they treat him, he is back because he loves you and he loves this city. We all say, make America great again. But let's just go over for a minute what that means. Because we all say it as a slogan. When was America great? At the turn of the century, our economy was rocking. This is 125 years ago. We had no income tax. And all we had was tariffs. All we had was tariffs. And we had so much money that we had the greatest businessmen of America get together and try to figure out how to spend it. That's who we were then. But then we had World War I and we had World War II. And we felt we had a duty to rebuild the rest of the world. So here's what we did. We took down our protection. We took down our tariffs. And we turned instead and we taxed Americans so that we could export the power of our economy and save the rest of the world, which we did. Now let me ask you a question. What decade should that have ended? Should it have ended in the 80s? The 90s? 2000? What in the world are we doing? We're letting the rest of the world eat our lunch. And it is time to make America great again!
Woo!
All right. What does America first mean? We all say America first. What does America first mean? American citizens employed first.
Yes!
NAFTA. Bill Clinton's favorite I hate Michigan move.
You're a handsome young man.
Open the border, take all car manufacturing and move it to Mexico, and screw over everyone in America who works in the auto industry. We don't make cars here. I mean, they make our cars in China and ship them here. It's got to end. So, when he says America first, let's be crystal clear. He is saying employ American citizens first.
Yes!
Okay. The Harris-Biden administration has set us up with a $6.5 trillion spending budget on our taxes of $4.5 trillion as they screw our children's future to the wall. We lose $2 trillion this year, $2 trillion. And Donald Trump is going to build the greatest team to ever walk into government.
I'm gonna be
and
there.
we are going to balance our budget.
Yeah, and drain the swamp.
And when we balance our budget, the world is going to feel what it feels like to unleash the full power of the United States economy and its amazing workforce. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to introduce the co-founder with me of the Department of Government Efficiency. Madison Square Garden, ladies and
Thank you.
I've only got one question for you, then I'm getting out of here because this is your stage. Set up Doge. How much do you think we can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris Biden budget?
I think we can do it as $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Whoa!
Way to go, Howard!
So whether it's direct taxation or income spending, it's either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
Go!
We're going to get the government off your back and out of your pocketbook.
Yes! Way out! Wow!
America's just not just going to be great. America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before.
Yes!
It's going to be amazing.
Woo! Whoa! Elon! 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 Elon!
You guys are awesome. This is the kind of positive energy that America is all about. Yeah. USA! 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 Yes. Now, I have something I want to ask you to do, though. Because, obviously, we're somewhat preaching to converted in this stadium. But there's a lot of people out there who who need to vote for president. Okay, so this is a real battle. This is a real election battle. So you need to get friends and family to vote. Make sure they vote early. This is important. We're going to be putting out a scorecard, okay? The early vote scorecard, state by state, county by county. What is the scorecard? Vote early. Vote now. Make the margin of victory so big that you know what can happen. Massive, overwhelming sweep of every swing state, and even some of the states that aren't, people don't think are swing states. Massive, crushing victory. Get everyone, friends, family, people on the street, put the signs up, put the hat on, let's go. With that, it is my honor to introduce the First Lady, Binhvo-Ngoctrang.
Finally! Whoa!
Our hometown, where architectural symbols of strength, courage, and unity create a canvas for the world's undisputed capital of industry.
First Lady của gì?
Titans of finance, fashion, and entertainment convene among an iconic range of superior design, structures, and artistic accomplishments. And American unity blossoms among determined citizens who race across city streets and between offices, striving for success. It is you who are the heartbeat of this great metropolis. It is you who are the pulse of this America. Yet, New York City is unforgiving. In fact, our lives are complicated even during the best of times. And sadly, today, a decline in quality of life coupled with economic instability makes it difficult for business to thrive.
children choose to relocate. And this story repeats itself from coast to coast across our nation. This is America.
Yes!
For generations, this town has produced America's most fearless leaders, whose mark changed the course of the world. New York City and America needs their magic back.
Yes!
A country of tomorrow that will shape our future and reset expectations for the generations. Envision a wonderful America where the seeds of security, prosperity, and health are sown once again for benefit of our families. Let us charge together to the shared vision that builds on American greatness. Let's seize this moment and create a country for tomorrow, the future that we deserve.
Yes!
outside watching this now at levels that nobody's ever seen before. They've never had it. And I want to thank Jim Dolan. He's been incredible. He's been just incredible. It's the job they've done. Thousands of proud, hard-working American patriots who with me roll together. We've always been together. And I'd like to begin by asking a very simple question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I'm here today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote in this election, I will end inflation. I will stop the and I will bring back the American dream. We need the American dream to come back home. Our country will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. This election is a choice between whether we will have 4 more years of gross incompetence and failure, or whether we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We will achieve success that no one can imagine. We will have the strongest economy, the most secure borders, the safest cities, the most powerful military, the best trade deals, and we will dominate the frontiers of science, medicine, business, technology, and space. And I'm asking you to be excited about the future of our country again. I'm asking you to dream big again. We're going to dream big again. We haven't been dreaming big at all. This will be America's new golden age. But it happened quickly. Every problem facing us can be solved, but now the fate of our nation is in your hands. Next Tuesday, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala Harris that you've done a terrible job. That crooked Joe Biden has done a terrible job. You've destroyed our country. We're not going to take it anymore. Kamala, you're fired.
First lady, what are you? The Elon Musk?
Early voting is underway in every swing state, and we are setting all-time records. So voting. I don't want to talk about it, but we have to keep it going. We've got to get out and vote. We have to get out.
Yeah.
Who would have thought this was going to happen? We're leading in every swing state. But it doesn't mean anything. It only means how are we doing at the end. So we have 9 days from now, and we're going to defeat Kamala Harris, and we're going to win back the beautiful country. And we're going to make America great again, and it's going to happen fast. In less than 4 years, Kamala Harris has shattered our middle class. She cast the deciding votes that launched the worst inflation in the history of our country. She cost the typical American family over $3,000 in a short period, but over $30,000 over the last 3 years. She killed 50,000 manufacturing jobs this year alone. Now Kamala wants to raise the typical family taxes by nearly $3,000 a year and impose a 33% tax hike on all domestic production. If Kamala Harris gets 4 more years, our economy can never recover. If I win, we will quickly build the greatest economy in the history of the world. Which is what we had in our last term. We will rapidly defeat inflation and we will very simply make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable.
Let me go, Pastor.
I will massively cut taxes for workers and small businesses, and we will have no tax incentives. No tax on overtime. And no tax on social security benefits. I'm announcing a new policy today that I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. It's they add so much to our country and are never spoken of, never will be spoken of now. Thank you all very much. I will also make interest on car loans fully tax deductible, but only for cars made in America. We will achieve energy independence, and we will do something. We want it so bad. Front row Joes. You know, I got front row Joes here.
Yes! Woo! Yes! We love you!
We're going to do something. The ladies can tell you what we're going to do. We're going to drill.
Yeah!
And we'll cut your energy prices in half. 50% within 1 year from January 20th. Is the fake news hearing back? Whoa! Look how much. That is a lot of fake news. Look at that. Wow. That's got to be a record, Mr. Speaker. I think that's a record. That is a lot of figures back there. To bring back millions of jobs, we will give our companies the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs, the lowest regulatory burdens, free access to the best and biggest market on the planet. Remember this, if we keep going like this, we won't have the biggest and the best. We won't have a market, we won't have a country. But only for those who make their product here in the USA and hire American workers for the job. And if these companies don't make their products here, then they will pay a very stiff tariff when they send their products to the United States for the privilege of competing with our workers and our now protected companies. We're going to protect our companies. They're not needing anymore.
Yes!
We're also going to pass the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act, meaning if China or any other country charges us 100 or 200% tax or tariff, we will then charge them a 100 or 200% tax or tariff. I will never apologize for defending America. I will protect our workers, I will protect our jobs, I will protect our borders, I will protect our great families, and I will protect the birthright of our children to live in the richest and most powerful nation on the face of the earth. As we rescue our economy, I will also restore our borders. It's never been It's bigger than inflation. It's bigger than the economy. What they're doing to our country, they're allowing criminals from all over the world to enter our country. Over the past 4 years, Kamala Harris has orchestrated the most egregious betrayal that any leader in American history has ever inflicted upon our people. She has violated her oath, eradicated our sovereign border, and unleashed an army of migrant gangs who are waging a campaign of violence and terror against our citizens. There has never been anything like it anywhere in the world for any country. Kamala has imported criminal migrants from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions from all around the world, from Venezuela to the Congo. A lot of people are coming from the Congo prisons. They're coming from all over the world. Over the last month, 181 countries violated our laws. And she has resettled them into your communities to prey upon innocent American citizens. But the day I take the oath of office, a migrant invasion of our country ends, and the restoration of our country.
USA!
This is migrant gangs that Kamala has imported into our country. Is the savage Venezuelan prison gang. Nice group of people. They got together in prison, the worst prison in the world, they say. It's called Tren de Aragua. And that is taking over apartment complexes and unleashing a violent killing spree all over America, especially in Aurora, Colorado, where we have a governor who's petrified of them, and maybe he should be. But now they've even taken over Times Square. Take a look.
Prices, liquor and high crossings are putting a strain on cities across America. It is a full-blown invasion.
Armed Venezuelan gang members storming an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado.
People talk about my good crime. This is what they're talking about.
San Antonio, Texas, just one of the latest cities to have apartment complexes taken over by members of the Venezuelan gang.
Biden and Harris have created a program to bring them in under humanitarian parole.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented.
Was murdered in her own room. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S.
Kayla's murderer had been lawfully released into the United States.
Japanese probably got started from scratch.
More than a dozen people suspected of being carried out by gang members right here in San Antonio.
The gang members have been terrorizing the apartment complex. New details in the murder of Lincoln Riley, illegal immigrant suspect who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national.
Released into the country by the Biden administration.
Two investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are part of the capital murder and the death of Jocelyn Monroe.
Martinez Nandel wrapped his arms around Jocelyn's neck, took off her pants, and climbed on top of her. They strangled Jocelyn to death and then tied up her hands and feet.
Court documents suggest a group of men arrested for beating and robbing a Dallas woman last month are members of a Venezuelan street gang.
The men threatened to cut off her fingers if she did not cooperate. Manuel Hernandez was booked by Colleyville police just 2 days earlier and released the day before the robbery.
A Peruvian gang leader who was wanted for 23 murders. He was arrested by Border Patrol in El Rodeo, Texas, then released into America.
Wow.
That's who we're allowing into our country. We're not going to have a country any longer. That's who we're allowing.
Bill Rowe! Bill Rowe!
The United States is now an occupied country, but it will soon be an occupied country no longer. November 5th, 2024, 9 days from now, will be Liberation Day in America. It will be liberation.
Yes!
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will rescue every city and town that has been invaded and conquered, and we will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail and kick them the hell out of our country as fast as possible.
Yeah!
And to expedite removals of Tren de Aragua and other savage gangs like MS-13, which is equally vicious. I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Think of that. That's how far back. That's when they had law and order. They had some tough ones. Think of it, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. You hear that, Mr. Speaker? To target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. And there are lots of them. We don't have the same country anymore. You know? And you know, when you look at the polls of the same economy and have all these different things, the worst nightmare that we're facing is us on our borders. We have the safest border in the world. In fact, there's a chart which I hope they have. There's a chart that I love very much.
Woo! Woo!
Even if it had bad numbers, I would have loved that chart. But it has great numbers. And if you look at the arrow on the bottom, you see that was the day I left office. That was the lowest illegal immigration that we've ever had in recorded history. And then look at it. It was like an Elon Musk rocket ship. Look at what happened after that. And if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole.
Exactly. Woo!
And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen.
Yeah! Woo! Woo! USA! 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 USA!
Under Kamala, America is a safe for criminal and for illegal aliens that are in our country illegally. I will immediately ban all sanctuary cities.
Yeah!
Disqualifies her from being the President of the United States of America. She is grossly incompetent. Look at her interviews. Look at what she did the other night on fake news. Didn't answer a question. She's unfit for office. Everyone knows her. No one respects her. No one trusts her. No one takes her seriously. Everyone knows she is a very low IQ individual. From humiliating our country in Afghanistan to the war in Ukraine, to the nightmare on our border, to her inflation catastrophe, all done in conjunction with Sleepy Joe. But he was largely sleeping, wasn't he? After 4 o'clock, it's time to go to bed. To isn't her egregious hurricane response, the worst response in North Carolina and other states
Oh, beautiful. I got
since Katrina, but I think it was even worse than Katrina. they haven't even responded in North Carolina. They haven't even responded. There's nobody. They don't see anything. You know why? They spent their money on bringing in illegal migrants, so they didn't have money for Georgia and North Carolina and Tennessee and Florida and South Carolina. They didn't have any money for that. They spent all of their money on bringing in illegal immigrants and flying them in by beautiful jet planes. They flew in. We just found out about a year and a half ago. Remember, so what's going on with those planes? There's a lot of planes going on. They would fly them into the middle of our country, our beautiful, beautiful country. And you know what happened? You take a look at Springfield, Ohio.
No.
Where 30,000 illegal migrants were put into a town of 50,000 people. No place can withstand that. We're taking a look at Aurora in Colorado. Colorado is going to vote for us. You know why? Typically, they go a little bit the other way, of course, with their voting system. I'm not so sure about that. You know why? Because they tried to throw the leading candidate of both parties, meaning me, I was leading both parties off the ballot, and the people of Colorado, including Democrats, are very angry about it. They are a threat to democracy. Isn't it nice to have somebody that's the president that doesn't need a teleprompter? The other day where Kamala got really stuck on the teleprompter went to bed and stopped on it. You have to be, you know, if you're a politician, you have to be able to handle that. Remember? You have to do the weave, he says. You have to do more than the weave. But it happens a lot as a politician. It happens, I mean, we have so many politicians here, great ones. Really great, some are not so good, but great ones. And when Newt, or when the Speaker, or when Tommy Tuberville is here someplace, the great senator from Alabama, or when any one of our literally 75, by the way, should I introduce all of them? Yes! No?
Come on! Yeah! Good one.
Speaker, should I not?
Good one!
You're
good politicians!
You know, when you're in this profession, I was really wondering, and he said, what's your, you like speaking? Well, I do, but I have a great fear of speaking. I said, don't be a politician. If you have a fear of speaking, don't be a politician. But what you have to know is that no matter how good your people are that operate this machinery, it's going to break. And you're going to be out there all by yourself a lot. And you got to be able to do so. 3 weeks ago, she was saying there was only 32 days left.
She acting like she took a full politician. Trying to get
There's 32 days.
She's trying to go home with a politician.
And it's tough. And she went this 32 days. 32. But this isn't pretty.
These are precious.
She was gone. And then, damn it, it kicked back on. She was gone. We've had it. Happens a lot. But don't forget, you got all those people back there. Now, they don't talk about her. But if that ever happened, it happens all the time. I was campaigning in Ohio for a very, Bernie Marino, he's doing a good job. I think he's maybe going to win around. The problem he's got his opponent, Brown, Sherrod Brown. He's taking Hanson like he's my best friend. He never votes like he's not their best friend. Ohio's been perfect. We win all the time by a landslide. But the opponent is taking Hanson. We have 4 of them. I think we have 4 of them, right? They're taking hands. All of a sudden, they love Trump. We agree with Trump on tariffs. We agree with Trump on the border. We love Trump. And they're Democrats. Our friends growing up, and they switched to the Republican Party. But it happened with Bernie Moreno. I was in Ohio to try and get him over the initial primary hump. And it was 45-mile-an-hour winds, and these suckers were blowing like, you ever try reading a teleprompter where it's moving about 2 feet in each? I didn't have to worry about that because even worse, they ended up blowing off the stage a lot. So I'm now in the first sentence, and I got 28,000 people and millions of people watching the television. And I got no television. And did I do a good job, Mr. Speaker? And he won.
Yes!
And he won, huh?
There's all the speakers over there.
Woo!
We're the other VIP.
See, you're up there, hold on, we're going to go 32. Kamala Harris is a train wreck who has destroyed everything in her path to make her president would be a gamble with the lives of millions and millions of people. She would get us into World War III. We're very close to World War III. You don't have a smart president. You don't have a president that gets it. You don't have a president that is respected by the other side. And they did respect us 4 years ago. They really respected us. Iran was broke. They had no money. Russia wouldn't have played with us at all. Russia would have never gotten to Ukraine. Israel, October 7th, would never, ever have happened. All those people would be alive right now. Those people that were killed on that horrible day. But if you don't have a president that gets it, you know what else you wouldn't have had? You wouldn't have had that. The most embarrassing day in the history of our country, in my opinion, Afghanistan, the way they, not that they got out, we were getting out, but we were going to get out with dignity and strength. We got out an embarrassment, the likes of which this country has never suffered. And because of that, Putin looked at us and they probably figured we were a paper tiger. And he went into Ukraine, and the rest is history. It would have never happened with us. And you wouldn't have had any inflation. You know, we had the best economy, we had no inflation. And inflation has destroyed a lot of seniors on fixed income, and a lot of people in this room have been virtually destroyed by inflation. You wouldn't have had inflation. They screwed up our energy, and it went up so much. And then they started spending far too much money on things like the Green New Scam, which is just a scam, just a complete scam. They actually admitted that if you think about it. But she would get us into World War III because she's incompetent, can't do the job, unfit for it, and then all of your sons and daughters will end up getting a little notice. They'll say, Mom, Dad, what is this little green piece of paper? And that's a draft notice. They're drafting you to go and fight us.
Quite a country.
I've never heard this country. I've
Yes,
never heard this country before. Oh no, I don't want my baby to fight. I don't want my baby to be killed. What they did in Afghanistan with those 13 great soldiers, I've gotten to know the parents so well. And leaving all of that equipment
Sức chứa của nó khủng khiếp.
leaving Americans behind. And many, many people with no legs and no
Bây giờ
arms.
quay mọi người không quay mình.
Incompetent people, but we don't want your sons and daughters to get a little draft notice and you have to explain to them what it means. We're tired of fighting. I'm the only president in the last 84 years that didn't start the war. Remember Crooked Hillary?
Yeah! Woo! Yo!
Crooked Hillary always was a kid. During one of our many debates. She said, look at him, listen to him. He's going to start a war. Listen to his rhetoric. He's going to start a war. I said, no, no, no. My rhetoric is going to keep us out of wars. And that's what happened. 82 years. Other than I finished off ISIS, but that was already started. We had stupid generals like Milley and Mattis, weak, stupid people. But fear not, we have great generals, just not the ones that you see on television all the time. And we wiped them out very quickly. It was going to take 5 years. Madison said it would take 5 years. I'm not sure we could do it. It took us like 4 weeks. We had a great general. We had the greatest military in the world. Just a lot of people know that. And everybody
Sure they ball.
says, but, you know, I saw the other day a report that if we end up in a war with China, we cannot win, we're not strong enough. So I said to myself, assuming that's true, how stupid are you to put out a report like that? How stupid. Why would you out a report that says, oh, Trump is not perfect? No. You know, and it's not true. We would kick their ass. Our enemies are laughing at her. They want her to win so bad. Look at her watch. They don't want to. This is a very dangerous one because it's very dangerous. You know, if you drive a race car, you have 1/10 of 1% chance of dying. If you ride the bulls, I think the bulls are pretty nasty, though. You have about the same 1/10 of 1% of dying. If you become president of the United States, you're going to have a shot. I never knew that when I ran. I never thought about it. But here we are. I'm okay. It's called a very dangerous profession. But if we win, our enemies won't be laughing anymore. They're not going to be laughing.
No.
The truth is, I got along with all of them. I got along with Putin. Ukraine was the apple of his eye, but I said, man, don't win. Remember, I ended the pipeline in Europe. And then when Biden came in, he approved it. But he ended the Keystone Pipeline. So he got it a little mixed up. Nord Stream 2, I said, we're ending Nord Stream 2. Everybody said, why does Nord Stream 2? I said, that's the massive Russian pipeline where they're going to make a fortune, where they're going to Germany and all countries in Europe. So I said, you mean we're fighting to help them with NATO and spending all of that money, and they're paying a person and the group that we're fighting billions of dollars a month? What the hell are we doing? I ended it. It was dead.
Yep.
And Biden came along and he approved it. Weak. Look, 30 years ago, he was not considered smart either, so he's really not smart. If we win, America will be respected, and even if it's necessary, feared again, it's not the worst word. On issue after issue, Kamala broke it, but I will fix it.
Yes!
But we're just not running against Kamala. I think a lot of our politicians here tonight know this. She means nothing. She's purely a vessel, that's all she is. When you see her up there talking about the grass of my front lawn, I grew up in a middle class neighborhood and I had grass of my front lawn. What would you do to fix the country? And why didn't you do it then? Almost 4 years. Why didn't you do this then? Now she's becoming more MAGA than those politicians I just told you about from the different states. She can't put two sentences together. She's just like, she's really just like, in many ways, crooked Joe Biden. And she never said to us, she never told us that Joe is not functioning properly. She said, because, you know, we're talking about the life of the most important country in the world. We need very smart people. We're running against something far bigger than Joe or Kamala, and far more powerful than them, which is a massive, vicious, crooked, radical left machine that runs today's Democrat Party. They're just vessels. In fact, they're perfect vessels because they'll never give them a hard time. They'll do whatever they want. I know many of them. It's just this amorphous group of people. But they're smart and they're vicious. And we have to defeat them. And when I say the enemy from within, the other side goes crazy. comes to sound. Oh, how can he say, they've done very bad things to this country. They are indeed the enemy from within. But this is who we're fighting. These are the people who are doing such harm to our country with their open border policies, record-setting inflation, Green New Scam, and everything else that they're doing. But we're not going to let it happen any longer. We're going to have the biggest victory in the history of our country on November 5th.
Woo! Thank you. Yes! Woo!
On top of it all, Kamala says would not do one thing differently from Joe Biden, which is totally disqualifying. And you have to remember this. All of them sexy men, and you know what maybe is the worst, but they're also dead. Think of this. 325,000 children are missing, dead, sex slaves or slaves. They came through the open border and they're gone. Their parents will most likely never see them again, almost any of them. Think of the number, 325,000 children are missing or dead. Take a look at this, please.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Stood there on the tarmac watching the show.
The chaotic and deadly U.S. evacuation from Afghanistan stunned Americans and the world and cost the lives of 13 U.S. soldiers.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election paying terrorists. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
Tracking new details of the murder of Georgia nursing student Lincoln Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who Kamse committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national who crossed the unsecured southern border back in 2022. 2 men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela on charge of capital murder and the death of Jocelyn Nungar.
A fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking 2 New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Oh. 80% say the economy is in excellent good condition. US inflation has hit a new 40-year high, increasing by 9.1% over the financial year.
The police say Binhvo-Ngoctrang, which has been linked with more than 100 criminal investigations here in the U.S., has now been found operating its criminal enterprise in apartment complexes.
Read the last question ever. Yes.
That's terrorism.
So if you want to end this disaster, you gotta get out and vote this July.
Yes!
You gotta get out, we have to put it away because we're so close. Usually the Republicans are losing in the first week of the early voting. And we did something that has not been done. I don't think, Speaker, it's been done yet. But it's been done for us. We're leading every one of the states. The thing called election day. They always had election days. Today we have election periods. They go on forever. And last time they went beyond and started early. We got more votes in 2020 than any sitting president in history by numbers.
And you're going to get more this time.
In 2016, remember we did much better in 2020. But everything, nothing compares to what's happening. I mean,
He's definitely going to do better than what he did last time.
People standing outside watching us.
So many people coming out.
I love you out there. But both of those main reasons, both of them don't compare to what's happening now. In Florida, we took a massive lead. And all of these places, there's something happening that's really good. There's something happening that's really good. But let's close it out. Pretend you're 1 point down. Would everybody pretend? Let me just do a poll. Who has already voted? Who is going to vote? you haven't voted, but you promise you're going to vote? Everybody promise?
Yes! Woo! You have to vote.
Well, the beauty is that, you know, a Republican likes to vote late, and they like to vote and make sure the vote's in the box, right? They want to vote. They just feel better about it. And so we had a lot of people voting, but really that's the same. I do it in every event. I say, who's voted? Last night I was in Penn State, a great place I actually met, this is an amazing team, National Championship Wrestling Team. They won Penn State won the National Championship, but listen to this, 11 out of the last 13 years, even Jim Jordan would be impressed by that. You know, Jim Jordan is a great guy. He's a great wrestler, all-American wrestler, too. You can see it by the way he is. Not afraid of anything, right? And I looked at those guys and they're rough as hell. I said, you may be the only people that can take Binhvo-Ngoctrang in a fight. And it won't even be that easy for that. They're tough people. But it was great to meet that team, and there's great champions, amazing, really great champions. We were packed at Penn State. We were packed. No matter where we go, we're packed. No matter where we go, there's something happening.
That's it, the movement.
And there's something happening is they want to take back their country. People want to take back their country. You love the country, I love the country, I want to take it back. I could be right now on the most beautiful beach in the world. I could be in Turnberry in Scotland. I don't want to be anywhere I got that greatest. I don't have to be here, but I would much rather be in Madison Square Garden. So we're thrilled to be joined today by an incredible group of patriots who are going to help us save our country, including our next Vice President, J.D. Vance. And a man who was so incredible. Last week I watched that rocket ship come down in Madison. I told this story last night. I was on the phone with a very, very important person. And I'm talking to him and I'm watching the television while I'm talking to this guy's boring as hell. And I said, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm looking at the screen and I see this rocket pouring the fire, the flames, it's all over the place. It was white a week ago and now it's pitch black from the burning coming down at 10,000 miles an hour.
Wow.
It's coming down at another. There's my, he's like, you know what he was doing for the last week? Campaigning in Pennsylvania.
Yes! Woo-hoo! Buttload!
So I'm talking to this guy, very important guy, big guy, and I have the television screen on, and this rocket's coming down. I said, you know, it's beautiful white when it left, but it's burned from the fire and the flame, and it is, and now I see it coming down like this. And it's like 20 stories tall or something. It's massive. And it's coming down, and I say to the guy, hey, do me a favor, will you hold on? Just hold on. This is like one of the most important people. I'm watching, so just hold on. I put the phone down. By the way, I never picked it up again. You know what these people are going to say? He's cognitively impaired. Oh, you don't think so? They're the worst. Yeah, the worst. So I put it down. And I'm watching this rocket, and I see the engines. I say, oh, it's going to crash, no! Because it was looking right next to the gantry. I guess they call it the gantry, whatever the hell they call it. I'm launching it. And it's coming down at a bad angle, and I wasn't happy. And I was a little worried. You might have been worried, too. I said, oh, no, it's not going to be good. And then all of a sudden, I saw the flame on the bottom left, and it was ripping. The flame was poured out of that sucker, and it straightened it out like this. And it came down and it landed, and then it's these big, beautiful arms were in it, and they held it tight.
Wow. Woo! Elon! Elon!
And I said,
Elon!
I wasn't sure it was a movie. I thought it might be one of these crazy movies.
I love Elon. He's
Yeah,
great.
Elon.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, no, I know. So good.
I said, Elon, was that you?
Elon.
This is like about 4 minutes after, was that you? Yeah, that was me. He said, Elon, you're a genius. He is special.
Elon, Melania.
And you know what he wants more than anything else for our country to be really well run, solidly run, to be run democratically, all the things that everybody in this room wants. And I mean, honestly, he left that pad and he went to Pennsylvania to campaign. Can you believe it?
We love you, Elon!
We love you,
A
Elon.
couple of questions. I said, Elon, let me ask you a question. Can Russia do that? No. Can China do that? No.
No.
Can anybody do that other than you? Nobody else?
No.
Nobody else. Pretty good. And he said that they won't be able to for 10 years, he said, right? They won't be able to for 10 years. That is a great guy, he really is. I don't remember him.
Thank you. Woo!
You know, he had a black hat, right? You saw him with a black hat?
Yes.
Butler, he was there. It was beautiful. We had 101,000 people celebrating a great firefighter, a great guy.
Runner. Here he is.
And I didn't even know we made a black hat. I've never seen anybody wear it. I see the red hats all over the place, the white hats. I see all the different, but I never saw black. He liked the black. It's different. It's a black hat with black letters, okay? It's called Understated. And I said, do you like that hat? He said, I love that hat. I call it Dark MAGA.
Woo!
After that evening, that became our #1 best-selling hat. All I have to do is put something on him now, you're great. And thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Woo!
And we also have somebody that is great, and look, we're not going to let him go too crazy on with the oil and gas stuff. Robert F. Kennedy cares more about human beings and health and the environment than anybody. And he's going to be absolutely, having him is such a great honor. I've been friends with this for a long time. And I'm going to let him go wild on health. I'm going to let him go wild on food. The only thing I don't think I'm going to let him even get in here is the liquid gold that we have under our feet.
Yep.
I don't know, Elon, he might not like liquid gold. It's oil and gas. Sometimes referred to as oil and gas. JD, I think we're going to have to keep him away from the oil and gas. Power and gas. But where is Robert? He gave a beautiful speech. He's a great guy. He truly cares about it. He truly cares about this. And it's about it. And we're also pleased to be joined by my beautiful wife. She's got the #1 best-selling book. #1 best-selling. Go out and buy one of her. It's a great book. You know what? I was nervous when I read it. I said, I wonder if she said some bad stuff about me. But she's great. Congratulations on that. That's a big deal. #1 in the New York Times now. Now, if she's #1 and her name is Trump on the New York Times list, that book definitely was #1. Thank you. Great. And we have a fabulous, brilliant woman. Top student at Yale Law School. They were both top students. They're going to have very smart kids. If you believe in that, I believe in it strongly. I would like to have their children because they are going to be smart. Yale Law School, top of the class, both of them. Usha Vance, thank you. And my children here, Don and Derek and Tiffany and Lara, Kimberly and Michael. We have Baron Holmes watching. He's like king of the internet. Who was
Your children. Your children
my
are there.
sister Elizabeth is here. She's great. Speaker Mike Johnson is here, and he's doing a great job. It's not easy when you have a majority of 3, but he's done a great job, and he's going to continue to do a great job, and we like him. He's a terrific person. I watched him just totally decapitate a fake reporter on NBC, Meet the Fake Press. What he did to her was, I think they probably shouldn't have been this way. Nobody would know him. Such a nice looking guy, just that little beautiful face with the glasses. Everyone said, oh, he's so nice. He's such a nice person. He's not a nice person. He's not nice at all, right, Matt? But, great job. We think he's good. And he's going to be around for a long time after that. We have a senator here who I love, Senator Tommy Tuberville. From a great place, Alabama. I love Alabama. I'm up in Alabama by 49 points. 49 points! We're up by a lot of different places. It's a great place, and thank you, Tommy. And all of our other great congressmen. We have so many of my every name that we're going to be up here a long time. So they're going to be angry. They won't speak to me for probably a month or so, but it'll calm down after that, right, Matt Nix? It'll calm down. It'll calm down. But we have great people, and they really do a job, and we're going to turn this country around. You know, with me, we got to get the congressman elected, and we got to get the senators elected, because we can take the Senate pretty easily. And I think with our little secret, we're going to do really well with the House, right? Our little secret is having a big impact. We and I have a secret. We'll tell you what it is when the race is over. I also want to thank Jim Dolan and everyone at Madison Square Garden for
Yes!
I watched the Knicks and Rangers here, and what a location. You know, they tried to talk Jim out of this location. We're going to move you to the river. We're going to move you all over the place. He's tough. He said, I don't know. They offered him all sorts of money. We're going to move Madison. It's a very prime location. We're going to move it to the river. Well, we're right on top of every train like the world or something right here. And he didn't like it that much, but he was offered a lot. Man, did he make a good decision. That would have been peanuts compared to the band. There's no place like Madison Square Garden. Thank you very much to Jim and all of the people. But here are the facts. Kamala Harris is a radical left Marxist, rated even worse than crazy Bernie Sanders or Pocahontas. She destroyed our economy. She was an original creator of defund the police. Can you believe it? She was one of the originals for defund the police. And anybody who wants to defund our great police for even 1 week is not worthy of being president of the United States. Because that's where her thinking is. Kamala vowed to abolish ICE. You know those tough people you've been looking up at the street? They're the ones that get them out of our country. I know a lot of people right in these roads are very tough. They don't want any part of it. You gotta go in there, fist ablazing to move them. You know, we had a case in Long Island where MS-13, one of the other really bad gangs, killed 2 young girls, 16 years old, walking to school. They didn't shoot them, they knifed them and they cut them into little pieces because it was so painful. Perfect, young, beautiful girls were cut up into little pieces by knives. MS-13, their animals. And you know who took care of them?
Thank you cả nhà đã có hôm nay nha. Tối hôm nay có cái lức tiền cái là livestream tuyệt vời luôn để chia sẻ với quý vị. Cũng bị chút xíu nhưng mà không đến nỗi.
There's no way she becomes president. There's no way. The radical left destroyed. She destroyed San Francisco. She destroyed, along with Gavin Newsom, the governor, who's the worst, one of the worst governors in the country. They destroyed California. And she's not going to get a chance to destroy our country any further. We're going to get it back fast. She wants to ban fracking. And as California Attorney General, she redefined child sex trafficking. assault with a deadly weapon, and rape of an unconscious person as a totally non-violent crime. She pledged to confiscate your guns. Is there anybody in the room that would like to give up their gun to you? And endorsed a total ban on handgun ownership. I don't think that's good. When a criminal crawls into your house at night, it would be nice to be able to at least have a chance. She even called for free sex change operations on illegal aliens in detention at taxpayer expense. At taxpayer, she said, they're caught, they're illegally detained, but if they want a sex change operation, she's all in favor. Now, she gave this stuff up about a year ago, a little more, because it didn't work, it wasn't working too well with the electorate. But she'll be back to it because that's where she's a radical left person from San Francisco. She destroyed the place. You know, she lied about that, but she also lied about something very important. For years and years, she said she had a job at McDonald's. And the reason I went there last week, you know that I got a call from Sundar, very smart guy, at Google. He said, this is the most amazing thing. We've had just about more hits on this amazing McDonald's store. And I went there just to prove a little point. So you never know how something's going to work out, Mr. VP. But he called and he said, we've had more hits on McDonald's. And I think he said anything we've ever had, but let's say it's close. And did anybody watch Joe Rogan this week?
Yeah! Woo!
So she lied about McDonald's. She lied about everything. She's got ads on, saying Donald Trump is this, he's going to do this, he's going to do this. It's the exact opposite of what my policies are. She's got me doing this. He doesn't want to fight. No, I'm all for fighting. And I have been for one thing. I have been, even the enemy, because they are the enemy. What they've said, even that enemy too, and they're really the enemy. They're the enemy of the people, the press. They said one thing about me that I consider a great compliment. They said this guy is the most consistent person we've ever seen. Because I've been against cars and factories being taken out of Detroit and being taken out of our manufacturing of automobiles, being taken out of our system, out of our country for years. I've been against all of the things that are happening and have happened. We stopped it, and now it's happening again. When you hear 50,000 manufacturing jobs lost in just a short period of time. But I've been the most consistent because we're going to bring our manufacturing back to the United States. It's all coming back. So Joyce, a great job. And on top of all this, Kamala tried to turn our military woke. So tonight, whether you are a Republican, Democrat, or independent, conservative, or liberal, I'm inviting you to join the greatest political movement in the history of our country. You know, it's the greatest movement in the history. I told this story years ago. This guy is an older guy now, very old, but he was a conservative guy, Pat Buchanan, right? You know Pat Buchanan. I came in second in the New Hampshire primary, and for 45 years we did an unbelievable career. But he was a hot item. He was on every show. I came in second in one primary. We came in first in 50 primaries. We then had a great election that we won. We then had another great election that we did a hell of a lot better in. Bad things happened. We used COVID to cheat. But we then had an election, and now we have the election. Well, this will be, in my opinion, I have to say if, because you don't control these risks. But if we pull this off, this will be the biggest political event in the history of our country. And we're building the biggest, broadest, most diverse coalition in American history, including union workers and Border Patrol agents. By the way, the Border Patrol gave me last week their complete and total endorsement. They said he's the greatest president in the history of the country. And they said there's never been anybody like him in the border. They said to him, the fake news said, has she ever called you? No. They didn't like that answer, by the way. Then they asked her, never called, no, she never called. Almost 4 years, she never called, not once, the Border Patrol. And she was the border czar. She was in charge of the border. Think of it, 4 years she never called. Now she's trying to say, well, you know, I was really not the border. Whether she was the border czar or not, she was put in charge of the border by Secretary Joe. Then he went to bed. He put her in charge. She did the worst job on the border that anybody has done in the history of the world. There's never been a border like this in the world. And a third world country would fight people with sticks and stones to stop them from pouring into that country. And we let them just come right in. What a shame, what a shame. Police and firefighters also, we have every endorsement from virtually every sheriff's department, police department. They have one cop. They're looking for just one cop. Is there one? Well, they're not going to be in New York's finest, by the way. How good are the police officers? And you know what? I want to thank Mayor Adams, because Mayor Adams has been treated pretty badly.
Look at that.
You know, when he said that this whole thing with the migrants coming into New York, this is just not sustainable. You know, we can't do it. We're trying to run a city. We got 100,000 migrants coming. We can't do it. We just can't do it. It's not feasible. It's not good. He said it very nicely. I said, well, he's going to be indicted by these lunatics for saying this. A year later, he got indicted. I think they upgraded the seat. They've upgraded my seat a lot too. I used to fly commercial. I don't fly so much.
Lùng ở đâu rồi?
They see me back down in Sherwood. I like an upgrade.
Cái gì cũng vậy, quý vị. Nổi nó lắm, cuối cùng quý vị thấy không? Đến đây cũng vậy thôi. Ta nói là cái gì cũng vậy. Cái gì mà sau lưng là được là sau lưng thôi, chứ không bao giờ có trước mặt được.
One thing, Mayor Adams going through a hard time with these people. These are lunatics, by the way. They've weaponized the Justice Department against their political opponents. I am under investigation more than the great Nate Alfonso. My father's looking down on me right now. He's a tough guy, but he was like a kid. And I know my mother's in heaven. I'm not 100% sure my father liked that stuff. But he's looking down at me right now. And he's saying, how the hell did this happen to my son? He's not a bad person. Good person. What we want to do is make her
Có nguyên một số đó. Có nguyên một số đó.
all of the veterans, all of the steel workers, I saved our steel. I saved our steel plants, and I don't like Japan buying U.S. steel. U.S. steel used to be like Elon Musk, like 70 years ago, the biggest, the best company in the world. You know that? You wouldn't know, he's too young to know. U.S. steel was the big baby, that was our big. I don't know. There's something that's about U.S. steel being the biggest as opposed to Google. You know, it's like a different kind of company. But we sort of need steel in this country, like. We're not going to go to war with Malaysia president, but if we go with the long shot that we do, we don't want to say we need steel, like can we get it from China, or can we get it from someplace else? It's always a possibility, but I will tell you, you're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me.
Good.
But we need steel. And I would not approve U.S. steel being bought by Japan. Psychologically, people help them out, you know, I don't know. We're seeing historic levels of support among our black population, Hispanic population, and our Asian population. Jews, Muslims, by the way. Did anybody see yesterday? Did anybody see what took place? I was with the Muslims yesterday in Michigan, and when the polls first came out, they had 100%, I had 0. And yesterday I watched this anchor on CNN almost choke. She said, something's happening in Michigan, big population, a couple 100,000 votes. Something's happening, the polls just came out. Trump is at 59, Kamala is at 8 with the Muslim population. And these are people, by the way, they just want peace, they want to have peace. And it's great. So Jews and Muslims and Catholics, and evangelicals and Mormons, they're all joining our cause in large numbers, larger than anyone has ever seen in this country before, larger than they've ever seen in any country. And the Republican Party has really become the party of inclusion, and that's something very nice about that. And we're a big, powerful party, and we're losing it. We're losing it. Together we will lift America to glory beyond your wildest dreams. It's going to happen fast. So in conclusion, with your vote this November, we're going to fire Kamala, and we're going to save America. We will cut your taxes, slash your prices, raise your wages, and bring thousands and thousands of families back to America. We will build America, we will buy America, and we will hire America.
Yes!
I will end the war in Ukraine, which would have never happened if I were president. I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III from happening. We will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect that they so dearly deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military. I rebuilt our military in total. We built all of our military, built 571 miles of wall too. I took it out of the military because I couldn't get it from the people in Congress that should have given it to us. So I considered it an invasion. I said to a couple of generals, I said, congratulations, this is an invasion of our country. So I took it out of the military. I had 9 lawsuits on one wall. We will build a massive defense shield, all made in the USA. We're going to build our beautiful dome over our country. And a lot of it's going to be made right here in New York. We will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., which has become a very dangerous and badly managed place. We're going to make them safe, clean, and beautiful again. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And as long as the Speaker of the House of Representatives is here, I would like to put forward a bill because I watched 2 months ago as some very bad people, radical left people, by the way, nothing happened to them, in Washington, D.C., burned our American flags. They were burning the flag. I would like to suggest that we put in a bill, if you burn the American flag, 1 year in jail.
Yeah! Woo!
We will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools.
Yes!
And we will keep men out of women's sports.
Yes!
I will defend religious liberty, I will restore free speech, and I will defend the right to keep and bear arms, our Second Amendment.
Woo!
After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country, defend our borders, and protect our citizens. It's called America First.
Woo!
And I'll tell our friends, our allies, who sometimes treat us very badly, that it's about time we take care of ourselves. And we will stop the illegal immigration that's taking place at levels never seen before. We will stop it cold and once and for all. We will not be invaded. We We will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again. Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive. And every day will be filled with opportunity and hope. And very much so, it will be filled with the American dream. We're bringing back the American dream. We're going to bring it back at the highest level we've ever seen. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda with a landslide that is too big to rig. So you need to get out and vote. Get your husband off the couch. The football game doesn't mean a damn thing. You gotta get out. Get up, Harry. Come on, Harry. Get up, Harry.
Yes!
You're gonna vote for the president, Harry. We're gonna save our country. For the past 9 years, we have been fighting against the most sinister and corrupt forces on earth. With your vote in this election, you can show them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. No city embodies the spirit, energy, potential of the American people more than where we are gathered tonight. We want to win our country, but we also want to win New York and make it safe and strong and beautiful and affordable and vibrant again. And we're going to do that. And we'll work with the mayor and we'll work with the governor. We're going to do that. We're going to make it great. You know, when I left for Washington 8 years ago, we had a horrible mayor named de Blasio. He was a horrible you could see they weren't being properly done, but still it was a place that people wanted to be, you know. But since then, our federal government, what they've done to this place, what they've done to the state, and I mean, to force hundreds of thousands of really rough people into this beautiful, I call it a beautiful oasis. When I left, New York was the place you wanted to be, and now people just don't speak all of it. But we're gonna bring it back, and we're gonna bring it back strong. And I hope you go out and vote. You gotta vote for it. You gotta vote. It would be such an honor to win New York. Hasn't been done in decades. Hasn't been done in so long. It hasn't been done in so long. They all say, "Sir, you're wasting your money." I don't think so. Your crime is through the roof. Everything is through the roof. I remember during the debate, they said, "No, sir, this stupid person named David Muir from ABC Fake News." He said, "Sir, crime is not through the roof. Crime is down." I said, "No, it's not." I said, "It's not down, it's up." It's down. It was like the meeting between people. And him, I had that person next to him who I never even heard of. But it turned out the following day, they released the stats, and crime was up 45%. And what a shame, what a shame. We really need a fair press in this country. If we have a fair press, that's going to be 50% of the battle of bringing it back. But this is the city where I was born and raised, and this is the town that taught me that Americans can do anything when they want to. So no matter our differences, when we work together, there is nothing that we cannot achieve. From New York to Las Vegas, from Philadelphia to Phoenix, from Chicago to Charlotte, from Atlanta to Detroit, this nation was built by generations of American patriots who gave everything they had for our rights, our future, and for our freedom. Through freezing cold winters and hot scorching summers, through storms and setbacks and conflicts and danger, our American ancestors pushed onward, marched forward, and overcame every single obstacle that stood in their way. Together they crossed the oceans, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, raised up those mighty skyscrapers, built the highways, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and launched American astronauts to the moon. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country, and 9 days from now, it's hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country.
Yes.
After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of the USA. With your help from now until Election Day, we will restore America's promise, we will put America first, and we will take back the nation that we all love. We bleed the same blood, we share the same home, and we salute the same great American flag. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in, we will never give up, we will never ever back down, and we will never ever surrender. And we will win. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country. And together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, New
Thank you cả nhà. Hôm nay là watching cái video hôm nay nha. Bình sẽ tạm ngưng hôm nay tại vì bây giờ có nhạc đó. Bình sẽ tạm ngưng bây giờ và hẹn quý vị khoảng 2 tiếng nữa, 3 tiếng nữa trên đường mình về. Mình sẽ livestream, ok quý vị. Thank you cả nhà.